Astra Malorum is the second round-based map in Black Ops 7 Zombies. I'm Mama K on behalf of IGN, and here is your guide for completing the main quest. Starting on the left side of the map, make your way to the Luminarium. You're going to be looking for a harmonic component lying next to a body. Once you pick that up, you'll make your way around the map until you get to Machina Australis. You're going to be looking for the same thing. Now, these bodies can be in various locations, but your game should also prompt you to the body. Once you're able to obtain that second piece, you're going to head to the observatory dome, and there you will need to interact with the Harmonic Oculus. Once you repair that, you will start this, and this is going to begin a defend stage as you restore power and open up the Pack-a-Punch machine. A tip for this, if you need help, is to use Semtexes after a Ravager round. Once you have completed this objective, you will then have access to the Pack-a-Punch machine. The next steps will be building the Wonder Weapon, the LGM. As you're exploring the map, you'll see a flashing lamppost. You'll need to shoot that with your gun, and this is going to give you the aberrant wiring. For the next part, you're going to head back to the crash site where Tessie is, and you'll shoot the gear shift with the Pack-a-Punch gun. This will give you the car battery. Next, you'll find Oscar, the special elite on this map. Shoot the drone around him, and this will drop the damaged drone. Once you have all three of these parts, you can head to the Luminarium, and you're going to insert them inside of this trap. You'll need to lead Oscar into this area and activate this trap. This is going to start an objective to destroy Oscar. You are going to have an Oscar battery overcharge. It's recommended to use Casimirs or decoys to help keep the zombies off of you during this holdout phase. Once you see a flash of yellow and him leave behind a shiny trinket, you know you've done it correctly. For the next trap, you need to get Cryo Freeze, and you're going to locate 3 purple ether crystals. When you shoot them with Cryo Freeze equipped, it's going to drop an absolute 0 fragment. Once you have all 3, you'll make your way to Museum Infinitum, where Speed Cola is. You'll need to lead another Oscar behind this rocket stream. If you don't do this correctly, you'll need to collect 3 more shards to try again, but you'll see the yellow and you know you've done it. The last trap is going to be in the observatory dome. You need to shoot these steaming boxes. Now, there are several options, and you'll need to take down 5. What I would recommend is explore the room. You'll find them on the pillars, in the middle of the wall, on the corners. There can be 2 down low and 2 up top. Another secret one that's kind of hidden is this one in the purple portal room. So once you kind of know where all the boxes are, you'll need to shoot all of them pretty quickly. Just rotate from box to box until you find which one is steaming. After you have shot all 5 of your boxes, this will then move the telescope so you know you have done it correctly. For the last Oscar trap elimination, you'll need to lead him into the observatory dome, and you'll interact with the Oculus. You'll want to find the sun. Once you see that on your screen, navigate towards it and hover the reticle over it. When you exit out, you're going to see this solar beam of light. Now, your goal here is to lead Oscar inside of it. This is the 3rd trap in this video, but you can do any of these traps in any order. You will need to wait for Oscar to come in every other round, though, to complete each of these traps. Once Oscar has been eliminated and you have done all 3, you will then obtain the LGM-1 Wonder Weapon. The next item that we need is the Cryo Chamber key. In order to do this, you need a 3-digit code that comes from the planets from Dr. Thurston. In order to get this, you'll need to follow behind Oscar and remain undetected. As long as you trail behind him, you'll be fine. You can also use your Ether Shroud to immediately activate him on his path if you do get caught. Oscar's going to play back his victims, and Dr. Thurston is number 20. So when you get to number 20, be sure to listen to the planets he gives you.
20. Targeting Dr. Thurston. Stay up there while I draw Oscar away. And remember, Uranus, Mars, Venus.
Once you have your 3 planets, you need to turn the planets into a 3-digit code. They're ordered by distance from the sun. In the observatory dome, interact with this machine, and you'll plug in the code for your corresponding planets. In this example, our code was 742. Once you submit your code, you will see this platform drop down. You'll need to mantle up top, and then you can interact with this body to get the Cryo Chamber key. Next, you'll head back to Museum Infinitum for a rock saw. When you head into the left, you'll need to break this glass, and then you can grab the rock saw. Go back to Machina Australis. There is a room with checkerboard flooring and a cryo chamber in the corner. When you interact, you'll use the key to unlock it, and you'll need to use the rock saw to begin operating. This will allow you to obtain Dr. Thurston's brain. Once you have the brain, you'll head towards Juggernog, the Luminarium. You'll see a canister. You'll need to interact to place the brain, and then interact a second time when you are ready to begin an objective: defend the perfusion machine. To defend, you can use any of your field upgrades like Ether Shroud or Toxic Growth, or tacticals like Casimirs and Decoys. Once the defend is done, you're going to interact with the brain to pick it up. Now, as you move, you will be slow, so make sure you are prepared, watching the zombies in front of you and behind you. If you follow this path from the same way that we came, you'll make a right, and you're going to head towards Machina Australis. Dr. Thurston's going to tell you that we need to head to the portal, and this is where we open it up. Once you head inside, drop down, and you can place the brain on top of this table. You'll then hold to interact to connect the perfusion machine. Next, we need to note Dr. Thurston's reading list. We have the Black Veil, the Moon Directive, the Unknowable Void, Echoes of Andromeda, and Witchlight Codex. You'll then need to head in Archive of Orbis. There's 3 statues: the left side, the right side, and the solo statue. To review the books that are found on the left side statue section, we have Pyramids of Sidonia. The next one is going to be Silence at Singularity. It's right above this table. And the third one is Witchlight Codex. What we're going to be doing is moving each of the statues based on the number of books in their section. This is the right side section. You have the Musica Universalis, the Black Veil, and then in the corner is the Moon Directive. On the other side of the wall, the singular statue is what we call the solo statue. It's these 3 books. You have the Unknowable Void, Echoes of Andromeda, and Ash and Bone. In this example, we have 1 book for the left statue and 2 for the right and solo. You move the statue based on the number of books in each of the statue section. We turn the left one once, the right one twice, and the solo one twice. This needs to be turned within a 15-second time frame, and once you have it correct, you can head up this ladder to grab the Neptune planet. The next step is to head back into the portal room, head up the stairs, and you'll need to place Neptune in the solar system. As you see them rotate around, the next thing that we need to do is align the planets. There are 3 sheets of paper with 3 planets. The first one can be found in this room, so just to the left of this bridge, head down to the east and you'll see a desk. The first planet is Saturn with the rings. It's in the northwest. Next, you'll head back into the Archive of Orbis. Right here on the desk is Neptune. This is northeast. And where Jug is the Luminarium, hop over this railing, and on this table is Mars in the southeast. Now that we have all 3 of our locations, if you head back to the portal room, if you look up, you'll see the compass around the light. You need to move Saturn, Mars, and Neptune. It doesn't matter the order. You're going to shoot the planets until they are in their correct position. In this example, Saturn is in the northwest. Next, moving Mars over to the southeast. And finally, moving Neptune over to the northeast. Once the planets are aligned, head to the observatory dome and interact with the Oculus. Instead of the sun, this time we're trying to find the coordinates for Mars. As you find it, you're going to hover over the planet and look at the 4 digits on the bottom of the left-hand corner. This one is 4225. You're going to head back to Machina Australis, and on the second floor is a little machine. You'll submit your code 4225. And now all you need to do is interact with the brain. If you're playing with teammates, once you interact with the brain, it's going to teleport them inside for another objective. Oscar will be trying to destroy the portal with his drones. Your objective is to protect the portal while it reboots. This is going to be the portal that takes us to Mars. Oscar will send out drones to destroy the portal. You don't need to worry about the drones impacting Oscar, just the ones that are heading towards the portal. You can use Ether Shroud for this step, or just rotating and training the zombies until the objective is complete. Once that is done, it's then going to teleport you inside the portal and take you over to Mars. Shortly after you land, you'll see the brain perfusion machine come down into the middle. You'll need to make your way over and pick that up. If you're doing this during the middle of the round, just watch out for zombies because your movement will be slowed. You'll need to place the perfusion machine on this device, and then you'll need to hold to interact to connect the perfusion machine once more. For this next step, we need to obtain the Ascendant Eye. You're going to interact with the machine and you'll hear a ringing. Make your way to the back of the map towards one of these windows. We're going to shoot these towers, starting with back right, then back left. The Ascendant Eye is traveling from tower to tower. You'll go front right, and then you tell it to go to the front left. Once you've shot all 4 of those towers, you can come back to this middle one and shoot it. The Ascendant Eye is going to come inside, and you need to be underneath it. As you follow it, it's going to gradually get lower. If at any point you feel like you can't keep up with it, you can shoot the last tower again to retrieve it, but your goal is to eventually catch it. So if the bird flies away, you'll have to restart that round, but once you catch it, you will insert it here, and the Ascendant Eye will be good to go. Next, you'll need to use the Wonder Weapon and shoot these metal pieces at the top of 5 pillars. You can do these in any order, but you do need the UFOs to activate each of the pillars. You'll hear a musical tone after you have shot each of them. This isn't timed, it's just simply activating the pillars. For the final step, make your way to the observatory dome and interact with this right side of the organ. You're going to note 5 different symbols. Now, when you see this static, that is a unknown symbol. It's only going to show you 4 of 5 possible symbols. Let's review them. 1, 2, 3. Ours is unknown in this example. 4 and 5. Once you have noted your symbols, you'll make your way back to Mars. You'll need to interact with the pillars in the correct order. All you need to do is walk up to the pillar and interact. It'll turn blue once you have done it correctly. Now, when you get to the unknown symbol for our third one, you need to go to the symbol that you do not have. That will be different every single game. Once you unlock all 5 of the pillars, you will be ready to go for the boss fight. If you see that it turns red, you'll need to flip around and try again. But after this step, you are all set. Let's go over some of the things that you need to be boss fight ready. Throughout your game, you will have the opportunity to complete head tasks. Legendary rewards include perks, crystals, tools, and self-revives. We recommend doing these as frequently as you can when they appear. When you have all the perks and you get a mystery perk, it becomes a permanent perk, meaning you'll keep it even if you go down. Getting a permanent quick revive with the Dying Wish augment will help significantly in the boss fight, especially if you're solo. Your guns will need to be Pack 3 and Legendary. We recommend the Novaline Marksman Rifle with these attachments. Using Frenzied Guard Field Upgrade with the Frenzy Fire Augment allows you to use ammo from your stock, allowing you to deal significant damage quickly to the boss. For tacticals, we recommend using stims so you can heal before going down after taking hits from the boss. If you have Mule Kick's Free Throw Augment, you also have the opportunity to keep the equipment you use. We also recommend getting the LGM-1 Wonder Weapon Pack 3 as you will periodically use it. Now, let's dive into the boss fight. When your boss fight ready, you'll head back to Mars and you'll need to interact with the perfusion machine. Once your squad is ready to go, you will begin the Caltheris boss fight. Caltheris has 4 different phases. That's right, you heard that correctly, 4 different phases. She is a marathon, not a sprint. The first thing that you need to do is fill up the towers on the right side of the map. The towers are going to act as a soul box, so you'll eliminate the zombies to charge the tower while also avoiding the lasers. She's going to have a laser per person in the game. To avoid the lasers, all you need to do is train around the map and they're easy to navigate. Once you have charged the tower fully and you've collected enough souls, you'll see a flash of white light, and then you can interact with the machine again to activate the firing sequence. This is going to set off the tower and do 1/3 of Caltheris' damage. For the next step of phase 1, you need to charge the left side tower. Again, you're going to repeat the same process as phase 1, eliminating zombies to fill up the soul box, but this time Caltheris is going to bring in bombs and they will leave an area that you need to avoid while you're finishing off the remainder zombies. When the light flashes, you will then be able to activate the second firing sequence, and once you complete this is going to take off the next 1/3 of Caltheris' health. For the last part of the first phase, Caltheris is going to bring in toxic zombies with the toxic area in the lower portion of the map. If you do need to head to the middle, you can, so you can just rotate as you're training zombies, so you'll avoid the lasers, the bombs, and the toxic zombies. Once that's complete, you'll interact with the machine for a 3rd and final time, and once you do this, this will finish off the first phase for Caltheris. For the second phase, Caltheris is then going to begin roaming around the map, and again, you need to keep in mind this is a marathon, not a sprint. It is in your best interest to keep as far away from her as possible, keep moving, and keep shooting. Caltheris has a small rock that she throws at you that can damage your shield. This is where stims come in handy, or if you have a surplus of money, you can refill your armor from the armor wall buy. You can rotate weapons between using the Wonder Weapon, shooting the UFOs to do damage for her, and also using the M34 Nova line. Once you've exposed her critical area after removing shields, you'll target those and you can do significant critical damage. Once she's gone immune, you will shortly begin the 3rd phase, where she has a much larger rock. While you're working on continuously moving, if you see she's about to throw the rock, you can slightly hesitate. That way you can avoid the rock in its path and it doesn't hit you. Once you take down the 3rd phase, you need to prep for the 4th and final phase, which is the hardest. During the 4th phase, Caltheris will have a large purple rock that creates an electric field. Use stims to save yourself from going down. If you do, your teammates can use gobblegums like Phoenix Up. That way you keep your perks. Also coordinate with your teammates on using near-death experience. If teammates go down, all you have to do is be next to them. It'll pick them up and they'll keep all the perks that they have. A field upgrade that we recommended was Frenzied Guard. When you pop that, you're going to use your stock ammo, and this is the time where you can laser in to Caltheris. If you also have a teammate using Ether Shroud, you can cloak the squad and laser into her. Keep moving, keep shooting and rotating, and avoid those electric fields. You want to make sure you know where you're going ahead of time. That way you don't get into trouble. In the fourth phase, Caltheris is fast and deadly. Use those stems, and hopefully you will have success in defeating this boss. It is a tough one, so just be patient and take your time. That's all that we have today for Astra Malorum. For all things Black Ops 7, keep it right here on IGN. Here's the cutscene.
Give me back my life, creature!
Easy. He is here. Discovered! Quick! Get out! Go!
Well, the gang's all here. And if you ain't the ones been busy letting my pets out their cages, I think y'all earned yourselves a timeout. Take 'em.